Whoa, people were on before me today. Good job, guys. Proud of you. How is everyone doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Got an exam this week and all that. Is everyone finishing up their season 2 of exams, or is that like, are you guys still in like the middle of it?
I have 2 presentations tomorrow, so that'll be fun. And
I
paper
had-
due.
Oh, sorry.
No, you
I
good?
had
Did she freeze for anyone else? Oh, Joe? Okay, it's not me. Okay, good. Joe? That might just be Purdue Wi-Fi. Oh, now we see her moving.
I'm on Purdue's Wi-Fi, so I don't know.
That might very well be the problem. I say that while I lag out like 2 to 3 times in a meeting. Let's hope that doesn't happen today. And Kate, we could talk more about the thing we were mentioning before after the meeting.
Oh, okay, cool.
Actually, well, I don't know. If you had any questions, by all means. I guess I didn't really have anything else to add. Never mind.
Well, aside from just like researching, maybe we could also do something with like social media, just to get more people in general.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
we just need to be doing more with social media, just in general. I think.
I could try to help out. I mean, I'm not artistic by any means, like, I'm not gonna lie, but like, I don't know if y'all need something.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like an artistic-ish post. It could just be like a theme or something, like, look what we did this week, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like crafting a post and captions is its own thing.
Yeah, we should maybe start a chat for all the social media people so we can coordinate better.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're still more or less at the same post rate that we were last semester.
I can't get this one open either.
No. Oh my gosh, really? All right, we'll work that out. I haven't even seen that.
It's fine.
Before, so. All right. I think 10 people, that sounds about right because it's a busy week and I know Madison's group couldn't make it this week. So let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to meeting 10 of Adapted Toys for Children. I believe this meeting recording puts us above the number of meeting recordings that we had last semester. So fun fact, we have more documentation than last semester. Yeah, so let's get into it. We're going to run into a few updates this week. Nothing too crazy, but we do have some fun toy updates and an update regarding our next event. And then we're just going to go into our quick learning session of the week, Intro to Autism Acceptance Month. This week's going to be a little bit shorter, just in favor of pushing off some of the material for next week. But I'll explain more about that later. And yeah, and then we're going to get into groups. So let's get to it. Updates. Last Friday, 2 more toys were adapted in one of our one-on-one hands-on toy adapting sessions over in the Kanoi lab. So we are pretty happy with that. One of the toys was a lamp that we've had, if you were in the club for long enough, it's a lamp that we had from over a year ago. We adapted it and with just a simple switch adaptation, sent it off to glass. And because we were gluing on the headphone jacks back then, one of them came loose, and so we had to take it back real quick and fix that up. But it's all good to go, so that's ready to be sent off. And the one on the left is Harry the dog. So he he barks, he makes little fun noises and rolls around a lot. And he ended up being a pretty suitable toy already, we found out. We just need to remove his wheels to keep him from moving so fast because he had a pretty wide range of motion. But besides that, he has a lot of like neat natural sensors built into him. Like if you just touch his nose or his tail, like or his back, there's a lot of areas where you can touch him and easily interact with him. So we're going to try that out, send that over to Glass and see kind of what they think of it. If there ends up being a problem with it, we could just do a simple switch application or something. But this is what it's looking like so far. So that brings us up to 5 toys this semester, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But yeah, so we got 2 more toys to our roster. And about our events, so if you didn't know already, we are doing a tabling event for promotion and gathering funds for our future toy work from people across campus. This is going to be done with in partnership with Rise. I mentioned them in the past. They're a pretty similar club to ours. You should definitely check them out. And the Honors College Outreach Committee, thanks to JP. So yeah, that will be running from April 16th to the 20th. That's a Thursday to a Monday, I believe. We'll be in the Engineering Mall and the Honors College for most of those days, and in CL 50 for one of those days because someone booked the entire Engineering Mall for a day. So that'll be fun. If you want to come out and say hi, by all means. If you want to donate, just ask us how, or if you know anyone who would like to donate. We'll have a couple of our toys out, like the toys that we've adapted this semester that we still have on us, and hopefully some of our 3D printed buttons to show off and hopefully actually test with people just kind of running up and pressing as they please. So that could be fun. And that's about it for that event, at least at the moment. You can find out more updates on that in our weekly emails. And I started trying to send those earlier than Monday. I've been working on that. Anyway, and then another reminder, we only have a couple of meetings left. After this week, we will have 3 meetings. One of those meetings will be spent just kind of going over what we did this semester, just like kind of like a progress recap, and then planning on what we're gonna be doing next semester in person and with different projects and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you're in a good place to kind of put your project on hold for the summer. And yeah, so yeah, just as a quick update for the toys that we've done this semester, these 2 new toys bring us up to a total of 5 adaptations. The 3 down below were brought to us by our instructions group from last semester and our hands-on group from last semester. So those were adapted pretty quickly thanks to the preparation we did. And 5 toys isn't bad for a semester in a pandemic. So hopefully we can bring those numbers up next semester. But honestly, this is nothing to like scoff at. Like I know Rachel would definitely appreciate all 5 of these. We brought her similar numbers last year and she absolutely loved them. As you can see off to the left, we do have a bit of variation in the adaptations we've done: motion limiting, switch adaptations, sound mitigation, because some of these toys are just really, really loud, and repair. So we actually fixed up on the toys, and just like a couple of other toys we have on hand, we can hopefully fix those up next semester. But yeah, that's just a quick recap of the toys we've done this semester, and a reminder that if you still have a toy on you, which most of you do if you're in the hands-on group, we'll be setting up a time to return those in a Google form that I sent out in last week's email. So I'll be reminding you guys of that more and more. Just don't forget, we do need to get those back before the semester ends. So with all of that said, let's get into just the theme of today, I guess. This is taken over from last week's slides, but it's just, again, it's Autism Acceptance Month, also known as Autism Awareness Month, but I'm pretty sure a good chunk of the community is trying to bridge more towards acceptance because as the general theming is, it's not just about awareness, because a lot of us know who autistic people are, what it can look like, but it's more about us understanding it and accepting those people and kind of helping to bridge the gap between what's available for all of us. But yeah, so it's a month of international connecting, so multiple countries respect this. So if you ever see anything for it, just keep an eye out. There's a lot of cool stuff you can learn from the stuff going on this month. So let me know if you guys want to learn about anything specific this month. I'll put it into next week's learning session, and yeah. So again, this is sort of an intro to Autism Acceptance Month because yeah, this isn't going to be like the standard like longer. This isn't going to be a longer learning session because basically last weekend I was putting this presentation together, doing a lot of research and trying to check my sources, make sure everything was accurate and thorough enough. And one of the general themes that is pretty prevalent in speaking out about the autistic community is nothing about us without us. Basically saying that if you are trying to speak out about autism, you should probably have someone with autism at least checking it and making sure that it's accurate and you're not spreading misinformation or something that will steer people the wrong way. So in that event or in that effort, I am hoping to get my presentation checked by some better sources in the future, or not in the future, within this week, so I can have something more thorough and just kind of overall better to show you guys next week. So yeah, what this week's learning session will be lacking in content will hopefully be made up for by next week. So yeah. But I will be going over a couple things this week, just to not leave us high and dry with learning session. Just kind of some more universal things and why why we kind of want to do this sort of shift in focus. So why the shift in focus? It's not too great of a shift. It's just kind of like we've gone from 100% focusing on adapted toys to sort of more of a mix, because ultimately it is important to learn about the people who we're serving. So you may have noticed earlier in the semester, we had a lot of learning sessions focused around adapting toys. That's because we wanted members to become very familiar with the mindsets and the tools that we wanted them to know about when they first got their toys, so they weren't just high and dry, just sitting with their toy doing nothing. But as we started to go through our topics, again, we wanted to sort of focus more on the community. Starting with Professor Begessi's lecture or presentation, learning sessions begin to shift more towards like a mix of topics. And so we learned about the community, identity first and person first language, when and where to use those, as well as the SETT framework, which I personally believe is probably the most educational learning session we had last semester. I think we got a lot of good stuff from that. And yeah, by shifting our focus to those we're adapted towards, it helps us see things from their perspective, and overall just makes us better at our jobs, which is ultimately why we're doing this. If people we're making this for aren't appreciative of it, not appreciative of it, if we're not doing something that's right for them, then what's the point? So yeah, so beyond Autistic Acceptance Month, we are hoping to engage more with the community, like some things that we've been doing pretty much ever since we formed, just the pandemic's been hindering us, such as visits to class, working with the child's specific needs for a toy. We've wanted to shift our focus to that too with individual families, but the pandemic happened, and yeah, in-person stuff is tricky. And then we learned about AT specialists, so now we're hoping to coordinate with patents specialists to learn more techniques and stuff like that, and then consulting with the community for next week's learning session. So these are just examples, and we're hoping to engage more with the community going forward. But yeah. Learning more, if you want to learn more information for yourself in theme with the month and before next week's presentation, there are a few sources which I've been going to. The Autistic Self-Advocacy Network is very good. They're pretty widespread. They worked with they're pretty big, and what's great about them is they're actually made up largely of people with autism and other disabilities as well. Communication First is also similar. They focus a lot more on communication-specific disabilities. And I put Autism Speaks on here, even though I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, because it's like the first thing that comes up when you search autism and organizations that represent it. There's a good amount of controversy regarding this, and I just kind of want to put that out there if you were planning on doing your own research. The puzzle piece metaphor is not always seen as something great for certain people. So if you're thinking about implementing that and how you represent autism, I just wanted to kind of put that out there. Same thing with Light Up Blue. But you can read it into that yourself. I don't want to go too negative on an organization like that. I just wanted to mention it. But yeah, so again, always check your sources, stuff like that. I would say this about any research you're doing, and yeah, see what the community thinks of them before you start quoting them. I don't know, just some general things I wanted to mention for this week. Just so we had some stuff to talk about. And yeah, so that about covers it. Again, pretty short learning session this week. Nothing too crazy. Hopefully makes way for a better one next week. But hopefully I'll have something better for you guys.
I'm trying to figure out the tab things that she was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where those were? Like, I got it sort of pried open, and then
I sent all the information I got. Let me look back at the
Okay.
pictures. Because I know as much as you do.
okay,
Let me see.
vertical clips. Yeah, and then she said to unattach the wheel from one side, right?
I think so.
Just pry it off.
I just had a quick question about the robot. So
Mm.
I've been trying to like figure out how to put a switch on it, but the other ones didn't. It didn't look like they had button adaptations. Should I just not, if those are working for them, should I just not worry about putting a button on it then?
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I someone joined and then I had to make sure they
All
were in the
good.
room. What'd you say?
So looking at the other robot or other dinosaur adaptations, they didn't have like the adapted buttons for the tiny little button on top that I've been working on. If that's not something that they need, I can work on just reducing the volume and the movement.
The T-Rex had the same tiny button on the top. Those
Yeah,
came in the same pack.
and those are working for the school without the bigger buttons, right?
No, we gave them a switch adaptation.
Oh, okay. I didn't see them in the photo. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
There's a video if you want in the OneDrive of like it moving around and stuff.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Also, should I was thinking about it, and it's kind of really loud when you like. I don't know if you guys can hear this, or I'll play it really quick. Sorry about the noise, but it's like it's pretty loud. Should I like try to soften the noise a little bit, or just like leave it be because that's part of the fun of the toy?
You can try and soften it a bit. One of the other T-Rex we had, someone put like a little bit of foam in there or something.
Oh, nice.
So if you have like a good material that can like mitigate it a bit, then yeah, you can add that in.
I might go for that thing because that's something I can do here pretty easily.
Okay. Yeah, let me know where you put it in though before you put it in. Because that can kind of vary.
Okay. Okay, so this wheel I got when I like tried to pry it off, and it came a little bit more out. And then there's what the bottom looks like.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm looking at the oh, is it those two? Hold on, JP, I see your message. Give me 1 second. Is it those two pairs of things that you need to like separate? Are those the clips?
Yeah, like this and this.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe, but I'm not sure like what to do with them.
Like, is there like a lot of friction in there? Are they like close together or
Um,
trying to see?
this
What
side
you find.
isn't. This side isn't. I can get the screwdriver in between them. This side, maybe that side's not unattached.
There's clips near the bottom, she says, not on the bottom. So maybe, or like she didn't say on the bottom, she said near the bottom. So maybe that's not them. It might be, I don't know. And I think the wheels clip over both sides. It took me an hour to get it apart. I hope she didn't break it. It doesn't look like she did. You know the little button thingy on the bottom of the toy? There's two on each side. They're just vertical clips, so those just need to be slid out, quoting her. And then you get the wheels, I think.
Maybe I got one side and not the other.
She says unattach the wheels from one side of the plastic body. So maybe it's just one of them that moves. I don't know. Trying to look into any.
This um, one's separated up. I don't know if you can see it all.
Hmm. And the right one doesn't, or the other one doesn't.
Well, I don't know. I haven't tried that one.
That's fine.
Is that the same one?
One might be good enough in
Yeah,
any
they
case.
both do.
Oh, okay.
A little bit on the top. I
There's a,
can't get it completely off. I don't know if I'm supposed to.
so she says there's a button thingy on the bottom of the toy, and there should be two of them. Like, I know there's that little clip that we were playing around with, but there's
I
only
think-
one of those.
I think she means this, and then she said there were clips on either side, right?
She says there's two on each side of the button thingy.
Oh yeah. So those
I guess.
4, but I don't.
Maybe if you push it in, it's easier to take those out. Try.
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
I was just gonna say, try separating each pair and just see if that helps at all.
Yeah, I'm guessing you've already tried, but like a flathead screwdriver, usually how tabs work is like there's like some kind of barb. So if you push them down, it allows it to slide out. So I'm not sure if that's how those are, but kind of visually knowing what you're trying to
So
do
like stick
sometimes.
this in between the.
Yeah.
tabs.
So if you push on what you think the tab is, that should allow it to kind of slide back out.
Maybe. I don't know. Those seem pretty separated. It might
Cooper.
just be the wheel.
Yeah.
So, of the car.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't break it, but I feel like it's going to.
Okay.
It's like glued too much, and I tried like open here, like see the little opening here on the bottom. I tried inserting the screwdriver and trying to like work out the gear, but it didn't work at all. It's like pretty much well encapsulated in that. So even as I was doing it, since it's lifting up a little bit, this tab is about to just break off
Yeah.
at that joint. The
Yeah,
other
don't-
one
Hmm?
is okay. So we'll be able to slide it back in and glue it if we want or whatever. And this one, we can kind of have that little tab going.
Yeah, maybe that's something I can look at when we hand the toys back. At worst case scenario. And you said it's the amount of glue. So like, is the other one any different?
Yes, I have two.
Mhm.
And this other one, I feel like I was just working at it a little bit and it feels like the same.
Okay.
Yeah, like one side, I feel like I can get out because it's not glued, but the other side is glued.
Right. Yeah, it is just the one side you got to worry about. We were able to just kind of pry it open. It wasn't like a matter of scraping at it. It was just like, I think we were just able to pry it without breaking the toy. I don't remember how, unfortunately.
Okay,
I don't remember scraping it much though. Maybe a little bit around the joint connections. Sorry, I don't have anything more.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like I feel like I don't want to break it, but I just feel like if we are to, that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
That for now, so you can take a look at it when I pass it back to you later. I'll try working on the other car as well, I guess. Try to get at least the non-glue side a bit more free.
Yeah, sure. That could definitely, that's good. I feel like realistically what might happen if we can't get it done is, yeah, you just give it back. I take a look at it. Maybe we can make a judgment call on whether we just break it and try to reassemble it or
Yeah.
try a little bit harder. I don't know. And then
Yeah.
whatever we decide on, we could do that next semester, like just early on.
Okay, yeah. I think that might be the best thing because like, but I think if we are to fix it, the best way to adapt it is to break it and, destroy whatever the gear system so it doesn't wind up. Because at least from my angle, it's nearly impossible to just break the gear just with a screwdriver.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, got it apart.
Oh shit! Yay!
Hopefully I didn't break anything.
What was the secret?
I just pulled on it and forced it apart.
I mean, as long as it didn't break, that's perfect.
I'm hoping it didn't. There are these, but I think those just plug back into something,
They look like it.
but I'm not sure what.
Yeah, try to remember your steps so that we can reassemble it and all that stuff. But it looks good. That's awesome.
Okay. Great.
Oh, I'm gonna post this in the main chat while I have a good chunk of you all here. It's just the drop-off form for the Google thingy.
Is that for what? Is that for next week?
That's not next week. The week isn't decided on yet. It's just for
okay.
when people can come. It won't be next week. It'll probably be like
Okay.
the week we're doing our no, the week of the 19th. I'll just say that. Week of the 19th.
Okay. My schedule sometimes like changes depending on the week, so
That's okay.
I don't know. I'll just fill it out as best I can.
That's fine. Yeah, if you need to be like more strict about it, like or yeah, just cautionary with your time, then it's fine. And if you need to change it, that's also fine too. How's the button looking, Kylie? Like the one you got from your mom? I can't hear you. You're muted.
Dang it. Okay, there aren't any screws. I think it might be glued. Like the bottom of it, I think might be glued. So I don't know.
Where are those two holes on the sides? Those aren't screws? Like that.
They just look like holes.
Oh, huh. That's weird. It might be
Yeah.
glued. We've gotten a broken toy like that before. It was one of the first ones we've ever gotten from glass. It didn't have any screws either. We had to literally break off the bottom and 3D print a new piece.
Okay.
This looks a little bit more like it needs to be more sturdy. So we can maybe try something else with this. Maybe we can cut a hole in it.
Yeah.
Like a smallish hole that we can reach into. Like if you can't get it open.
Yeah,
What did you guys do last meeting? Sorry.
Last meeting, we kind of just brainstormed ideas on how to test the button.
Besides throwing it and stabbing it.
Yeah, like more rigorous testing. Like
Okay.
we were thinking of building like a machine that like has a motor which spins up and pushes something up and down, and but drops the thing. Like when it reaches the top, it just drops it. It keeps doing that, and like we wanted to see how long, how many drops it would take to break the button. But that might end up being a project for next semester. Yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys. So I thought, like, after last week's meeting, I talked a bit to Cooper and the other board members, and because we're so close to the semester end, I think it might be a better idea to just leave that project to next semester, and for now just focus on producing more buttons, kind of figuring out the situation on where we're gonna make them. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Kind of like we need to figure out where we're gonna make them, and if the place we want to make them can make the buttons as well as the ones John was making. Because there might be a bit of variation depending on the printer we use. Yeah, so what do you guys think about it? Because we need to find out a place that is maintainable even after like all of us leave the club. if the next people who are doing this project like want to continue, they should be able to do it really easily. So most likely we'll want to just stick to the Boilermaker lab, the one that has all those 3D printers, I'm guessing. So yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, that
I was actually
sounds good.
looking at
Makes
that.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have any of you guys ever used the 3D printers over there in the Boilermaker lab? Okay. Yeah, I remember we had a connect with like one of the monitors. I probably should ask Cooper if she's still around, because if she's still around, that would be a big help. But yeah, so I think just for so John, do you have any updates, by the way? Never asked.
So not this week. I ended up getting on Tuesday, so like the day after the meeting, a pretty big 3D modeling job that I've been
Oh, nice.
spending a lot of my time on recently.
Oh, that's great to
And
hear.
yeah, it's pretty much been my whole past week. So I wasn't able to work on the button at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I think you don't really have to work on the button anymore. I feel like the place it's at right now is really good already. We should, if you could you try to like make the final prototype version, like the one with the adjusted depth for the switch and the hole for the wires?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think the next step is just making that, seeing how it works, making sure it works as good as we expect it to, and because we wanted those buttons to be on display for the tabling event we're gonna do in April 16th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a week and a half from now ish.
Yeah, I can definitely have one printed and ready to go for that.
Nice. Okay. So if any of you guys would be down on trying to do the button tester over summer, I'm also super down to try to do that. We've never, like, our club has never met over summer so far, but I mean, shouldn't be a big deal starting to meet over summer if you guys want to. But it's up to you guys. Like, if you're not feeling like
I would
working on
have
the club.
loved to.
Okay, okay.
But I might be there a couple of weeks before classes start, but other than that, I mean,
I mean, Kate, we'll probably be still meeting online for a while, I think.
oh really? You think? Because I mean,
I would
isn't everyone
imagine.
getting like the vaccine? I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean,
the university opened vaccination this week, so like, but it'll take a while until like most, like the majority of the population at least is vaccinated and like activities open up normally. I feel like so. My guess is we'll still meet online, especially because John's gonna be at home, you're gonna be in the Philippines, and I'm gonna be here at Purdue. And Zach, I'm not sure where it's gonna be. Neither is Lexi. So like, since everyone's gonna be a different place, we're gonna have to meet online if we are gonna meet. At least for summer, right? In fall, we'll go back to in-person meetings for sure. So yeah, I think that over summer we can definitely come up with the testing. That shouldn't take too long, but doing it over summer, I feel like it's a good time frame.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in helping with that.
Oh, another thing, John, can you send us the files for the final design?
Yeah, for sure. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna have to make a couple of changes to the model because I realized I forgot to do the thing where the wire feeds through the bottom. But other than that, I'll be able to get it to you guys for
that's
next week.
That's perfect.
Yep.
If you want, you can just take your time on that, and you can send the model like by the end of the semester.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sounds perfect.
The only constraint is that we need at least one button by the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like everyone's here. All right, so that was this week's meeting, guys. Hope you guys had a pretty good time. Yeah, so just a couple more meetings left. Keep that in mind with your projects. If you're in group 2, the hands-on toy group, be sure to fill out the Google form I sent out in last week's email and in future emails as well. Just fill it out as soon as you can. We don't have a set week in mind yet, but probably be the week of the 19th. But if that helps at all, but yeah. So if you have any questions, stick around and feel free to ask. If you have any feedback, feel free to fill out the survey and just let us know. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So I'll see you around.